Hi, I'm Debbie Ruppolo, author of the children's book Amelia Frump and Her Peanut Butter Loving Overactive Imagination. Welcome to my kitchen. As you can tell, just like my main character Amelia, I live in a very old house, and at nighttime, sometimes whenever the winds blow through the treetops, this old house moans and groans and the floorboards creak and shake and pop. And just like Amelia's grandmother, my Nana always used to tell me, at nighttime there's nothing to be afraid of whenever your house makes noises. It's telling secrets. Nana passed on a lot more wisdom through the years, and she and I had a lot of wonderful memories together. And one of my most fondest memories was of going to her house in the afternoons, getting a peanut butter sandwich, curling up in front of her living room window and reading a book. And I would let my imagination run wild while I read that story. I could actually put myself in that story. Imagination meant a lot to me back then. In fact, it still does. I can create new worlds, new people, and have all kinds of different adventures just by using my imagination. And I also learned through the years that I can be creative by using my imagination. And the way I like to be creative is by cooking. So today, in honor of my book, Amelia Frump and Her Peanut Butter Loving Overactive Imagination, I'm going to bake peanut butter, chocolate chip, and banana cookies. Sounds a little strange, doesn't it? Believe me, all the flavors will come together and taste wonderful. So, before we begin, the most important thing to do is to plug in our handy dandy mixer. Can't do anything without plugging something in. And we're going to take 1 stick of butter, salted. We're going to add that to our mixer. Next, we're going to take 3/4 cup of my personal favorite, creamy peanut butter. I may love peanut butter, but sometimes it doesn't love me. Sometimes it doesn't quite want to come out of the cup. It's always a battle. Yay, I got it in. See, it's fighting me. Just a little bit more and we'll have it all. Okay, I think that's good enough, don't you think? Good enough for me. So what we're going to do is we are going to let this go for a couple of minutes. I've decided to use the paddle on my KitchenAid. It just mixes the peanut butter and the butter together better. And speaking of imagination, mine was a little bit wild. In fact, whenever I was about 5 years old, I decided that I wanted a weenie dog. You know, the kind, the little dachshunds. Well, I believe that if I took a weenie and tied weenie as in a hot dog prank and tied a string to it and dragged it around my front yard, it would actually turn into a dachshund. I thought it would work until my mother looked out the front window. And she ended that after about 30 minutes, and needless to say, I never got my dachshund. Had a whole lot of other dogs throughout the years, but I never got my dachshund. Okay, if we could get a shot of this. This is combined pretty well, so I'm going to stop it for a second. And to that, oh man, I wish you could really smell this. The peanut butter smell is just unbelievable. To that, we're going to add 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar and only 1/2 cup of regular white sugar. We don't want it too sweet. Give that a little toss. And while that's mixing up, I am going to grab another spoon. And we've got to add our second star to the recipe, which is 3/4 cup of mashed banana. Just used a regular banana and mashed it up. Give that a little go. My children also have very vivid imagination. My younger son Joseph used to bounce on the couch, and he used to jump on the couch higher and higher because he believed he could fly. He thought he was a bird. He believed he could fly. So that took a while, but we had to convince him he wasn't. Then he also had a broom that he called Mr. Soapy, and he got really upset one day whenever I used Mr. Soapy to sweep the floor. I had to apologize to the broom. Okay, so we've let that go a little while. Doesn't that look good? To that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of real vanilla. Not imaginary vanilla, real vanilla. 2 large eggs. Keep those in there. That's a little too fast, don't you think? Let it go on medium. About slow to medium speed for a couple of minutes. Just enough to really get your eggs really beaten up nicely in your mixture. Now, Toll House chocolate chips has a peanut butter and chocolate chip mixture. So I'm using 1 cup of their peanut butter and chocolate chips. Say that 3 times really fast. Like that. Doesn't want to quite come out. Here I've added 2.5 cups flour. I've also added a couple of teaspoons of baking powder and just 1 teaspoon of salt. Toss that over there. I turned off my mixture because I am not the most coordinated person in the world. I don't want flour to go flying all over my kitchen. So put that in. Give it another little go, about medium speed. Oh wow, that smells absolutely wonderful. I can't wait until the cookies are ready. I had that problem whenever I was a kid, and I still have it now. I never can wait until, I find it hard to wait until the cookies are ready. Okay. Let's really stir it up very regularly. We're going to let that chill in our refrigerator for about 10 minutes, and whenever we come back, we're going to put them on the cookie sheet. So y'all come back.